name is Alkali Cham. I am the host of Face to Face with Cham. This program is specifically designed to host personalities who have vast knowledge in different areas of national interest, such as the politics, economics, and other important areas. Today with me, I have the Public Relations Director for the Gambia Action Party, Alagie M.Bayo, who will take us through a lot of issues regarding their party's preparation ahead of 2021 presidential polls and host of other important matters regarding their political party. So, like I've said before, please help join me in welcoming the Public Relations Director for the Gambia Action Party to this maiden platform, Face to Face with Cham. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cham, for having me in this wonderful platform. First of all, I would like to say good afternoon to viewers, Gambia Action Party militant sympathizers, Senior Executive Committee membership, and the party leader and National President, Mr. Jassy, and the party leader, Musa Usenu Yali Bacheli.
Thank you so very much. Could you please tell us a little about yourself?
Well, I am Alagie M.Bayo. I am the Public Relations Director of the Gambia Action Party. I was nominated by the Executive Committee of the Gambia Action Party through a letter which I replied, and a terms of reference was given to me. Before joining politics, I was a civil servant. I was in the teaching field. From there, I thought it's important for us to come and seek for what belongs to us, which is Gambia. Because we've seen that over the years, Gambia is daring to us, and the state at which Gambia is being manipulated by political leaders. We think it's high time for young people like us to come in and see how best we can salvage our country. This is the reason why Alagie M.Bayo joined the Gambia Action Party, and I am the Public Relations Director.
Thank you so very much. Could you please tell us why do you think Gambians are supposed to trust Gambia Action Party to lead them in governance?
Well, this is a very simple thing, and I think we have to serve our country by precedent, because what we believe is we believe in the leadership. Gambia Action Party share a lot with the community, with our society, and gearing towards unifying our people together, and trying also to seek and serve for the best interest of our people, and also to get our sovereignty right, because we've seen that our sovereignty has been manipulated by political leaders. And it's high time for Gambians to trust Gambia Action Party, so that at least we will come, and take proceedings of our motherland.
When you talk about the politicians or Gambia being manipulated by the political leaders, what do you mean by that? Could you be very specific?
Well, if I be specific in this, in 2016, we called for a coalition against the former President Yahya Jammeh, and that was a modus operandi, that was sent out to all social media houses to reach out the target audience of Gambians, for them to trust in the coalition. And in 2016, the coalition emerged winner of the 2016 presidential election. And then from there, there was a memorandum of understanding between the political parties that joined the force, for it to happen at that time. And after the elections, they got into office, we saw discrepancies, and then also we saw the sort of disintegration between them. And this has spoken a lot about unity, about saying things that you could not accomplish. And this was the reason why we think manipulation of our sovereignty has been tampered with. Because Senegal, by then we know, there was not like foreign intervention troops in our country. The sovereignty was in there, it was intact, though we know there were certain manipulation by President Jammeh by then, human rights violations and all. We accept those things, but our integrity, our state was secured. There was nothing like foreign intervention of foreign troops. But today you see what we have at hand. And very recently, there is a call by the ECOWAS community that Gambia should also have a presence of a change of mandate of the ECOMIC from security, from being in the arena of military point to what we call policing.
But don't you think that is as a result of the Gambia having a fragile security system, and that raised the need for the ECOWAS intervention in order to ensure that the whole country is secure, including the sitting president?
Yes, of course, we know the state at that time was in a fragile state, we understand, because there was an insurgence. There was also a present need for us to be rescued, because during that time, the impasse was a little bit tense. We all know the capability of former President Jammeh. He's a military-minded, security-minded individual. So we needed the presence of a sort of a liberal team to be able to take us through, that particular transition that we are having by then. But also, the need for us to retain them from that time to now, it's needless. I'm not saying that government should have an abrupt, withdrawal of the forces, but changing their mandate to lessen their power in terms of intervention into a military or security, component would be minimal. So these are things that we are expecting government to have charged, taking place to ensure that the mandate of the ECOMIC was supposed to be, lessened a little bit until gradually we come to a consensus of having them out.
How do you think the ECOWAS security intervention undermines the sovereignty of this country?
Of course, it has a lot to do with our security apparatus. If you look at our national army, we know the national army is supposed to secure the state. If you go to State House today, you find our foreign troops. What is the need for that? The mandate of the ECOMIC, if at all, if they are required, their presence is required, should be changed to something else, at least to minimize their intervention, because if not, you will see a sort of erratic approach of, our national army, our national police, because now the ECOMIC is also coming into policing. So how are police, what's going to be their position? Because we talk about internal security is the police. Internal security is the police. So how are they going to see themselves as state security?
So are you still with the view that the economic security, ECOWAS security intervention greatly undermines the sovereignty of this country?
Of course, especially the mandate. Because what we are advocating for was to have ECOWAS troops, if at all, if it is needed, ECOWAS troops that have the same legal approach, states that have the same legal approach to represent their countries in the Gambia, like Ghana, like Nigeria, Sierra Leone, states that we have the same legal procedure. But if you look at the intervention here, it's more French, and ECOWAS is saying the sponsorship is coming from the EU. And in particular, in quote, it's not only the EU, but France. France has been following Gambia to secure it as a province of Senegal since 1862. So up to still, they are trying to push this agenda to ensure that, they'll be able to manipulate through the resources they have, their funding and everything, they take back our sovereignty.
Okay. I will take you a little bit behind. What do you think? We want to find out whether there is any one of you, the executives of the Gambia Action Party, are you tested in any leadership roles? Because before we could entrust the country in your hands, we should be able to see a proof that you have one managed a sector. So is there any one of you that has...
Of course, recently, it's just a concluded session of the Gambia Action Party Executive Action approach that we had nominated Mr. Jassy as the national president of the Gambia Action Party. And then before Jassy comes into the Gambia Action Party, he has made a lot of findings about other political parties' credentials. And he come to a conclusion that the Gambia Action Party, it's the only party that has the same modus operandi. That's the way he thinks, the philosophy he has, to rethink and build and rebuild our nation. It's only Gambia Action Party that can try to give that action-orientation to be able to secure our state. You understand? So, Jassy was the former director of Gambia Immigration. It's a leadership role, and he's also one time the deputy head of police, and also is also a U.S. citizen in combined, and also being in Iraq. He has some security, minded, intuition in him.
If you look around in the country, you have political parties making noise all over, but we've not seen much from the Gambia Action Party, and then we have only few months or 8 months to the elections. What is your level of...
Well, you're talking about making noise. Gambia Action Party doesn't make noise. We rely in our organs, to effect change through action. So if you want us to be making noise, then it means you are having us wrong, because we don't make noise. We depend on what? Action. If you say lately we've not been coming out, like trying to show action that we really need the seat of the president, maybe you can a little bit going around to say yes, maybe, but we are working on that because we have a philosophy. Our modus operandi depends not on lousy issues. We believe what we call underground campaign, meets one-to-one, we call spot meetings. This is what we have been doing, and this is effective and it's working for us. So why is the need for us to go there publicly, for people to be seeing us in cars, in making flamboyant interactions with people? It's not important. What is important? Securing the vote of the people, because political parties are owned by people. It's not just not to have an institution without people following. If you have a political party and people are not there, what's the essence of you having a political party? So we are securing the vote for the people, not just to be rallying behind us, but we are sure that people that we follow us in the interest of giving us their vote.
Are you optimistic for victory comes 2021 presidential polls?
Of course. That is why the Gambia Action Party was formed. It was not formed like other political parties for other reasons. To say, okay, let's have this political party form. We work little, and then we see whoever emerges as the best, we join the individual for coalition or whatever. We are not stipulated in that kind of pedestal. We are having it in mind that we are going to stand as our presidential candidate will come up very soon. And then from there, Gambians will know that we are going to secure the state.
And what will you say to the critics that says that the Gambia Action Party could be described as a showcase political party? In fact, they don't have an existing structures. Structures like, that is the requirement of the IEC, that you should have structures in all the regions. And then could you please explain that to us?
Okay, that I don't, Mr. Journalist, I think I don't need to elaborate on that, because there is a constitutional tenet which stipulates that all political parties should have their structures done, confirmed by the IEC.
But do you
it's an act of parliament. Listen, I'm coming.
Do you have?
If we don't have, the penalty is there. The IEC would have deregistered the party. We are coming up to Congress, which is a constitutional tenet as well. If the Gambia Action Party could not go about doing their Congress like other political parties, it means we'll be deregistered. We know about the dangers. So our structures are all over, from Katon to Wuliban, from Kato to Kwena. We have all our structures rigid, all our offices intact. So we are not afraid of anything, because we are in the line according to the constitutional tenet of the IEC.
In fact, it's been said that Gambia Action Party is the least popular party in this country, simply because your party, your Secretary General, was one time mentioned in a fraud issues. Likewise, your then standard bearer, which is Lamin Bojang, was involved in a nude scandal. So that has reduced the popularity of your party. What is your response to that?
Yes, of course, the Gambia Action Party's popularity has never been there. And it's something that we don't compromise. And Lamin Bojang coming to Gambia Action Party as a first flag bearer was a precedent that was set. And the modus operandi depicts that the Gambia Action Party is going to have a flag bearer different from the Secretary General and party leader. Those are division of powers that we have in our structure. It's the only Gambia Action Party that you can find in that structure, where you have a political party, head of political parties, functions are different from the flag bearer. That's where we are coming from. He's the founder. Musa Hussein Al-Bachi is the founder. And when we talk about fraud, it was not fraud. Musa Bachili has never engaged in fraud. It was like everybody can be accused of. Even me, somebody can accuse me of doing something. But the accusation would be there until when I'm proven guilty or not guilty. So the issue that was there was just monetary issue, which everybody can engage in. Every businessman can engage in monetary issues. If you have difference between someone about money, you take it to court, the court can justify whether you owe the party or not. And they will take legal actions against you. And there is no legal action that is taken against it. It means it's all false.
But are you sure you still have a strong supporter base in this country?
Gambia Action Party, it's the most reputable government. Let me say even government. Let me not even call it political parties anymore. It's a government.
Could you tell us, could you give us an evidence of that? That you are reputable? We
are reputable because since we came into the political arena, the political atmosphere, scene and all that, we've been constantly making moves, headlines. headlines we've been making. And anywhere you go into this country, they will tell you about Gambia Action Party. And this is something that vividly everybody can attest of. Even you can attest of it, that Gambia Action Party is heard of all over the country.
But then one would say this, your level of preparation is still not very satisfactory, because we have only 9 months to presidential polls, and you haven't still chosen your presidential candidate. Well,
presidential candidate cannot be chosen like that. We have a way of doing it, which is Congress. As I told you, on the 11th, 12th, 11th year, we'll be having our Congress next month, inshallah. And there we have all the structures being defined. Those who are interested will launch in their campaign, and then from there, who suit the best position and is given to him. And those who are also interested for the candidature of the flag bearership also will tender. And then the delegates and the national executive will come up and take up the elections. And from there, whoever emerges the winner, that's him. And from there, it will be unveiled to Gambians for them to know that he is the presidential candidate, and let us rally behind him to secure the State House.
Rumors has also got it that MPP is about to join an alliance with the Gambia Action Party. The evidence of that is your party leader and some of your executives going to Nyamina, helping MPP campaign against the GDC candidate. What would you have to say about
that is well justifiable. In politics, there is a saying that says there are no permanent enemies, neither permanent friends. You choose what works for you. If we choose to join NPP to strengthen them in the Nyamina West by-election, it's not a crime. UDP did it. Nobody talked about it. UDP said they had supporters in Nyamina.
And is that not a way of expressing interest for affiliation?
We are not even showing proximity. That's the right word I can use. We are not even showing proximity to NPP. We wanted to have a test of power. Our approach was this. Gambia Action Party did not opt for the seats. We did not have a candidate presented to the people, but we have supporters in Nyamina, which everybody can be a test of. Okay, if we want to test our capacity, we said, okay, let us throw our back on NPP. If the NPP emerges the winner, it means our supporters determine something in that process as well. So we went and spoke to our people willingly. The NPP didn't give us butut. NPP didn't give us nothing. We went and spoke to our people. So, okay, if you want to rally behind Gambia Action Party, give your support to NPP because we don't have candidate. And at the end of the day, NPP emerges the winner. So that shows that the Gambia Action Party has a strength in Nyamina.
If you look at your 28 party agenda, these are agendas that you would like to pursue when you come in power. That is the health sector, security reform. How do you think you'll be able to implement this agenda in the best interest of the nation?
In fact, you are calling it 28. Our manifesto is not a rigid document. It's a document that is subjected to changes, subjected to reform. We've reformed it lately. Now it has even taken us to almost about 32, 33 agenda of the Gambia Action Party right now I'm talking about. The administrative secretary has worked on it. So our agendas, we will launch it during the Congress Day. And that day, people will see our manifesto will emerge the best manifesto among all the other political parties and manifestos we have in this country. The manner in which we are going to deal with this is very simple. It's about determination, hard work, and prove to Gambians that we are the right people. The Gambia Action Party has started this venture long ago. We are the first political party that come out publicly and tell Gambians about the resources that we have. In fact, we launched what we call the Operation Nyayele. And this was something that was seen. This was not actually comparable to any other political parties in this country. We tell Gambians the reality. We tell them that this is what we have. And when we are there, we'll be able to utilize it, manage it for the best interest of our nation. How can you come and talk about something that you don't know? You write about a manifesto about resources. You don't even know that we have resources. You have no idea about the blueprint of our resources. How can you be able to manage? But if you manifest to the people that we have resources, I will tell them this and the area here resources are. It means when we're in power, it will be easier. We spoke about the 90 days.
In fact, I was coming to the 90 days because this has put your party on a limelight. That is your Secretary General as one stated confidently, that he could develop Gambia within 90 days. And then people have misunderstood or misinterpreted this concept. So I want you to go into detail.
You know, the 90 days, these are things that, except if you want me to repeat myself again, many of the time I go into platforms and I've been talking about this 90 days. 90 days doesn't actually mean an ordinary thinking. It's not a deceptive idea. It's not trying to loom us into deceptive politics. No, no, no. These are things that we believe we can do. Yes, we can. We can improve this country. We can make this country as Dubai. We can even make this country as Singapore within 90 days. The meaning is very simple. It's just to have the technical know-how, the political jobbers in. The jobbers are there. We are not a political yo-yo. We are not political hoity-toitos. We are not hocus-pocus. We are in the reality. So if we are talking about political, not political insanity, politics that doesn't teach deception. Put on the structures. The right man on his right place. You think you will not work, you will deliver. Anybody that delivers, work. And when you work, you are there. But like, for example, if you have what we call misplace of priorities, Minister of Health doesn't even know how the health sector even operates.
So you're saying that with all these interventions, when you come in power, this is what you're going to work on, and then you believe that they're going to be very effective for Gambia to be developed, following your plan.
Of course, it's just to pave the way. You know, it's just like a framework. You don't have to make it bulky. No, just have a framework and then elaborate on work on the framework. You know, the structures are easy. You know, we are going to have the remaining. The remaining is just like a governance system. And that governance system is technical. This responsibility is going to be detached completely from the executive. Those are the watchdogs. Those are the watchdogs. They are very close to the president, and they give the president the right information. They give the president the right decision to take. The remaining is the one going to control the state.
But don't you think you're just making a bogus promises when you come into power? You're going to do the same. Like
this is in our manifesto. There is no need for us to have a manifesto and get into office and do something else. It's not possible. Gambians will owe us at ransom, and we will not want to take those liabilities. We want to ensure that. You know, it's there for all of us, because when Gambia is there, it's there. My kids, your kids will better tomorrow. Yeah.
So thank you very much. That is the PRO for the Public Relations Director for the Gambia Action Party, who has taken us inside of their party's interventions and their plans ahead of 2021 presidential polls. And we would like to meet you once again to discuss on other important agenda in the future. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
What will be your last word to the audience? Okay,
my last word will be, we are coming for the Congress. We are actually in the preparation for now. We have very limited days going. Our organizing committee is working on resource mobilization and everything to ensure that we have a better Congress. And let Gambians look up to Gambia Action Party. Gambia Action Party owns the future of the Gambia. So let everybody understand this concept that Gambia Action Party is here for Gambians and it's owned by Gambians. Let everybody also understand that anybody who want to work with Gambia Action Party, you are free to come and work with Gambia Action Party. Those of us that are here since the inception of the Gambia Action Party, and those that are not there, we are all equal in as much as you accepted Gambia Action Party today and tomorrow. Thank you, viewers, for your wonderful time. I thank you all. I hope to see you next time. My name is
Alkali Cham, your host for Face to Face with Cham. See you next time.